In the United States, two contractors with identical skill, identical tools, and identical work ethic will end the year with completely different bank accounts. One does $80,000 a year, the other does over $1 million. They went to the same trade school. They use the same suppliers. They quote the same prices. The only thing that's different is one knows how to talk to people and the other one doesn't. That gap is worth 10 times more than any technical skill in the trades. The wealthy contractor isn't a better roofer, he's a better human in front of customers, and almost everything he's doing came out of a book written in 1936. I'm Gordo, we've got work to do. The book is called How to Win Friends and Influence People. The author was a guy named Dale Carnegie. He published it in 1936, and since then it has sold over 30 million copies in 58 languages, and almost every billionaire alive has cited it as required reading. Most people read this book like it's a self-help book about being nice to people. That's the wrong frame. This is the cheapest wealth-building manual ever written because money does not flow through skill. Money flows through people, and the person who knows how to move people moves money. Carnegie laid out a set of principles for getting people to like you, trust you, and want to do business with you. We're going to walk through 5 of them today. Then we're going to talk about what happens when you stack them on a team. Then we're going to talk about what money does to people who have these skills and what it does to people who don't. None of this costs $1. All of it changes the math. Principle 1, don't criticize, don't condemn, don't complain. Carnegie put this first because it's the most expensive rule to break. Every time you tear down a competitor in front of a customer, every time you complain about your supplier, every time you condemn the last contractor's work in front of a homeowner, you are training the customer to believe that you will eventually do the same thing about them. The customer is not stupid. The customer is calculating in real time how you're going to talk about them in 5 years when you're sitting at someone else's kitchen table. Now, this one hits a specific Latino nerve. A lot of us grew up in homes where the dinner table was a complaint session. Dad complained about the boss. Mom complained about the price of meat. Tio complained about the customers. We absorbed it as the default operating mode. That mode is a wealth ceiling. It's invisible and it caps everything you build. The wealthy operator does the opposite. When somebody else's name comes up, he says something neutral or something good. When the supplier is late, he handles it inside his head, not in front of the customer. When the previous contractor butchered the job, he says, "We'll fix it from here," and gets to work. Practical play. This week, run the quarter jar. Every time you criticize, condemn, or complain, drop a quarter in the jar. By Friday, count the quarters. Whatever's in the jar is roughly the number of dollars per year you're leaving on the table. Principle 2, give honest, specific appreciation, not flattery, appreciation. Carnegie was very careful to draw a line between flattery and appreciation. Flattery is fake, generic, and aimed at getting something. Appreciation is honest, specific, and aimed at the person. The closer who walks into a kitchen and says, "You guys have a beautiful house," is doing flattery. The closer who says, "I noticed your daughter's softball trophy in the entryway. You must have driven a lot of weekends to get her there," is doing appreciation. One of those gets the contract, the other one gets ignored. The wealthy operator pays attention to specifics: the trophy on the shelf, the framed photo, the truck in the driveway, the grandkids drawing on the fridge. He does not move on the bid until he has acknowledged something specific about the human in front of him. 68% of customers leave a business not because of price, not because of quality, but because they felt taken for granted. That number is a fortune sitting on the floor. Practical play. This week, send 3 specific appreciation texts, not thanks, specific, to 1 customer, 1 team member, and 1 supplier. Tell them exactly what you noticed and what it meant. Watch what comes back. Principle 3. This one is Carnegie's most powerful and the most misused. Stop talking about what you want. Start talking about what they want. The average closer walks in and explains his product, his price, his warranty, his credentials, his crew, his trucks. Every sentence starts with "I" or "we." That salesman loses to the closer who walks in and starts every sentence with "you." You have an HOA letter. Here's how this stops the letter. You're hosting Easter at the house. Here's how this gets done before Easter. You've been putting buckets out for 2 storms in a row. Here's how this is the last storm you do that. The wealthy operator never sells the product. He sells the version of the customer's life that begins after the product. That's the eager want. Practical play. Before every sales call this week, write down 3 things on paper. Each sentence starts with, they want. They want their wife to stop bringing up the leak. They want to host the family barbecue without being embarrassed. They want to feel like a smart buyer. If you cannot fill in those 3 sentences, you are not ready for the call. Reschedule. Principle 4, become genuinely interested in other people. Carnegie said 2 minutes of real curiosity beats 2 hours of pitch. That number is conservative. The trap most operators fall into is they walk in already pitching. They open the laptop, they lay down the brochure, they start measuring before they've even said hello to the wife. The wealthy operator does the opposite. The first 10 minutes of every meeting, the laptop stays closed. He asks about the kids, the trip the family just took, the framed jersey on the wall, the dog at the door. Real questions, with eye contact, with follow-up questions. He does not move to the bid until the customer feels seen. Here's where Latino families have a built-in advantage and almost never use it on the job. We are already great at this with family. The whole Sunday is built around it. We just shut it off the second we put on a work shirt. The top 10% of business-to-business salespeople spend 47% of their first call on personal questions. The bottom half spend 4%. That's the whole gap. Practical play. This week on every business meeting, set a 10-minute timer in your head before you talk shop. The laptop stays closed for those 10 minutes. Real questions, real listening, no agenda. The agenda starts at minute 11. Principle 5, make the other person feel important and do it sincerely. Carnegie called this the deepest human craving, deeper than hunger, deeper than safety, deeper than money itself, the need to feel important. The wealthy operator builds his entire business around this principle. He remembers the customer's name. He remembers the customer's wife's name. He remembers the customer's kids' names. He uses them. He thanks the receptionist by name on the way out. He learns the supplier's birthday. Carnegie said a person's name is the sweetest sound in any language. That isn't poetry, it's neurology. Brain scans show that hearing your own name lights up your medial prefrontal cortex more than almost any other word. The wealthiest contractor in any market is not the one with the best technical work. He's the one who remembers the customer's wife's name a year after the install. Practical play. After every meeting this week, write down 3 personal facts about the person you just met. Not on a brochure, in a notebook or a CRM, spouse's name, kids' names, one thing they're worried about. Use those facts the next time you talk to them. Build a personal CRM. The personal CRM is the actual asset of the business. Now here's the part nobody talks about with this book. These 5 principles are not just sales rules, they are team rules. The lone wolf operator caps out always. He hits a wall around $200,000 a year, and the wall does not move because there are only so many hours in a day and only so much one body can lift. The wealthy Latino families in this country are not run by a single person. They are run by a team that trusts each other completely. And the only way you build that kind of trust on a team is to use these 5 principles inside the team every day. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain about your crew. Give honest, specific appreciation to your crew. Talk about what they want, your crew. Be genuinely interested in your crew. Make your crew feel important. Do this for 90 days inside one team, and the team becomes a different organism. People stop leaving. Quality stops slipping. Customers start asking who you've got working for you because they can feel the difference. Practical play. Pick one person this month, one team member, one partner, one subcontractor. Run all 5 principles on that one person for 30 days. Watch what they become to your business in 12 months. Now we have to talk about money itself, because money is not what people think it is. Money is not a creator of character. Money is a multiplier on whatever character is already there. If you build a giver and then put more money in his hands, you get more giving, more scholarships, more taken care of family, more employees with health care, more kids in college. If you build a taker and then put more money in his hands, you get more taking, more divorces, more lawsuits, more substance abuse, more people you used to love who don't talk to you anymore. The 5 principles we just walked through are not just people skills. They are character-building exercises in disguise. Every time you choose appreciation instead of criticism, you are building the version of yourself that more money will eventually amplify. The choice was never whether to make money. The choice is which version of yourself meets the money when it arrives. Build the right version first. The money becomes a force for good in your bloodline for 4 generations. Skip the character work, and the same dollar amount becomes the thing that breaks your family. I'll spend a minute on the strongest argument against everything I just said, because it's a real one. The argument goes like this. These principles, in the wrong hands, are manipulation tools. Smiling at people you don't like, remembering names you don't care about, asking questions about families you have no interest in. Used cynically, this is the playbook of every con artist alive. That argument is correct. But here's the catch Carnegie himself wrote about. Fake charisma gets caught. It always gets caught. Sometimes in the first meeting, sometimes 10 years in, but it gets caught. Real charisma compounds, fake charisma collapses. The skill is the same. The character is what determines whether you build a 30-year business or burn 3 relationships and have to start over in a new town. So if you are reading this book to manipulate people, you are reading it wrong. Read it to actually become a person who values other people. The wealth that comes after that is permanent. So here's what we did. 5 principles: don't criticize, honest appreciation, eager want, genuine interest, make them feel important. This week, you are not going to do all 5. You are going to pick the one you are worst at, just one, the one that makes you wince a little when you read it. Then you are going to use that one principle 5 times this week. 5 customers, 5 team members, 5 strangers in line at the gas station, doesn't matter who, 5 reps, track it, write down what changed. Did the customer linger longer at the door? Did the crew member stay late without being asked? Did the supplier bump you up the line? Almost every time something will change. That's the proof. That's the principle compounding. The wealthy contractor isn't a better roofer. He's a better human in front of customers. The wealthy Latino families weren't born with money. They were built around 5 skills that every one of us can run for free starting tomorrow. You're going to compound. I'll see you next week. If this video helped you out, hit the like button and subscribe so the next one finds you. Click that notification bell. That's how you catch every new Gordo Worldwide video the day it drops. And if you want to keep building, watch this one next. I'll see you in the next